afternoon breaking news. I told y'all, when news breaks, we break with it. And boy, has news broke. I was told on good authority that Donald Trump wasn't popular anymore, that Donald Trump's support had withered away. Polling, everybody knows how trustworthy polling is. Polling said that Donald Trump's mission, his agenda, wasn't popular with Americans, that MAGA had lost a step. Well, what had just happened up in Tennessee with the insurrection going on in the courthouse, not the courthouse, the Capitol, from the Democrats, black and white Democrats and their white allies, outside agitators, as I like to call them. They are literally burning things, burning flags, burning rebel flags in the Capitol, getting arrested. It is a absolute, unmitigated insurrection. 1,000 billion times worse than January 6th. Will they care? Are they going to do this every time they don't get their way? There's even a black congresswoman, legislator, whatever the hell she is, twerking on a countertop. I'm not lying. We got the pictures to prove it. You can't make it up against, to quote Anton Daniels, stereotypes exist for a reason. They are earned, not given. Memphis just got saved with this redistricting that just passed up there. Memphis is going red, and it finally has a chance of being saved. The question I have before we get into all these videos is, will Jason White and Delbert Hosemann here in Mississippi do the same thing and save Mississippi, save the Mississippi Delta, save Jackson from the Democrats? They've had a 30-plus year swing at this thing, really longer than that. And they've proven that they just can't do it. They ain't ready for prime time, as my buddy Kim Wade says. They're just not ready for prime time. That's why prime time left town and went to Colorado. Looks like that was about the best thing that could happen for all parties involved, to be honest with you. I digress. We got some people in here now. I was trying to give folks a little bit of time to get in. We are streaming live on Facebook, X, YouTube, Instagram, Rumble, Twitch, and Kick. I added those new ones to it there on the end. I can't ever remember. All right, man, let's just jump into it. Ain't no time to waste here. Feel free to drop in on the live chat if you want. I got the live chat pulled up for now, but I was going to say, if nobody's going to chat, we ain't going to keep the chat box open. I don't like the way it looks on the screen anyway, but I like to make you guys as big of a part of the show as I am, because there is no show without y'all. So Tennessee House member Justin Pearson from the Memphis area, he's a wannabe radical, Colin Kaepernick inspired, afro wearing idiot. I don't know any other way to put it. He has made an absolute donkey of himself. His brother's made a donkey of himself. We're going to show you the news channel version of what's going on. And then we're going to show you the unedited version of some of these things on X. A lot of great videos coming out of it, because like I know, Democrats do not lose well. They don't. And I'm going to say one thing before we get started. Swing by my merch shop and buy a shirt. Buyfafo.com. That's not what I was going to say, but it seemed like a good time to drop a little plug. I just restocked the very shirt I'm wearing, the Mississippi Blackout Tag Edition. I know if you're watching on a portrait screen, you can't see it, but I just dropped this shirt right here. Well, I just restocked it, and this is a limited edition. If you notice on the back, it's got my new logo on it. This one, and that is the brand new round logo, limited edition. We're not going to be using it long, but I wanted to print a few shirts with it on it. You can grab that at buyfafo.com. It is the very shirt I'm wearing. Well, I got 25 of them in stock, from small up to 3X. And when they're gone again for a while. I don't like making things always available. Scarcity creates demand. Women, you should consider that. All right, let's do this. Let's jump into it. Here is, which channel is this? This is Action News 5 up in Memphis. And here is the brother of Tennessee State Rep Justin Pearson being arrested. And then we're going to show you why he got arrested, not this milquetoast, fake news, one-sided excuse version.
I show you some video from Representative Justin Pearson, who was saying his brother was actually kicked out of the chambers. And in the video you're watching here, then taken in a van and down to police booking. Pearson's from Memphis. Let's make that clear. So this is why you're hearing so many people saying this is a problem right now.
Well, and, you know, there is video. I've watched this playing out in the gallery. So, you know, we have the House chamber floor, and then we have a gallery on either side where the public can come in. You now, after the uprisings after Covenant in the Tennessee 3 last year, they put in the process where you have to get tickets to go, and those chambers were full, where there was an incident up in the gallery where it was cleared with Highway Patrol and Representative Pearson's brother, where the troopers were escorting him out. Pearson got in one of the troopers.
That's Pearson right here. If y'all aren't familiar with this guy, he's an absolute clown show.
The troopers backed off, but it got very confrontational. Yeah. I wonder if that's going to lead to another instance where Speaker Sexton and the Republican caucus look to censor or expel Representative Pearson.
Let's hope they expel him. I want whatever the biggest shit show chaos version of the results are. That's what I want.
Again, remember, he is running for...
I want him so mad he twerks on a countertop when they get done.
Congress. Which district they're in Tennessee now? Before it was the 9th. We don't know if he'll run for the 9th or the 5th now, or if he's still going to stay in the race. I would imagine he does, but boy, this took on a different tone today than even what we saw, I believe, in the Tennessee 3, if you want to be honest.
And we just had some breaking news about that very seat he may run for in the 9th. A current Tennessee, Brent Taylor. Now, I'm not very, very familiar with Tennessee politics as far as who some of the people are, unless they get interviewed by like Clay Travis or them. But Tennessee Senator Brent Taylor announces a run for the 9th district. This is the new district that's going to encompass Memphis, Shelby County that they're so mad about. That's been a Democrat stronghold for forever, basically. Well, since the white people moved out of town. It says this is from this is WREG. I can't even tell which app I got open. Anyway, Memphis, Tennessee, State Senator Brent Taylor announces he is running for Tennessee 9th Congressional District on Thursday. Quote, "I am thrilled to announce my campaign to represent Middle and West Tennessee." So that'd be like Jackson, Tennessee to Memphis. To represent them in Washington. This is going to be for the Senate to be a senator. Anyway. It says, I am thrilled to announce my campaign to represent Middle Tennessee and West Tennessee and Washington and fight to cement Tennessee's conservative legacy for generations to come. Tennessee's new congressional map has created an opportunity to deliver a strong Republican voice to Congress and secure a brighter, safer, more conservative future for our state and our country. And I'm ready to be that leader, said Taylor. All right, so I got that a little wrong. He is a current sitting state senator, not, you know, man, I get it a little wonky. It gets a little confusing. We have state congressmen, and then we have the ones we send to Washington, D.C. and senators. He is a senator in the state Senate, if I'm making sense here, and for whatever district he's currently the senator of, and he wants to go be a congressman in Washington. So let me just make sure I clear that up there. Can we come up with some different names for all this stuff? Why do they have to be state and local senators, or however the hell you say it? Anyway, not wasting any time, already announcing his candidacy to run for this new district. I love it. I love it. All right, let's pivot here. Let's stop sharing this one here that we currently have up. And let's go to X. Let's go to X right here. Man, I can't believe when something actually works the way it's supposed to. Let's see. So I said I had the video of his brother. Let's start there. The video of Justin Pearson's brother. Well, here's Justin Pearson cussing out a MHP trooper and calling him a boy. I was told on good authority when you're not allowed to call folks grown men boys, so that was insulting. So let's listen to this shit show. It's only about 20 seconds. And then we'll show his brother being arrested. I think I have that video.
Boy!
Now, you know, I know, he knows, she know, everybody know this clown wouldn't be up in no cop's face calling him a boy if they weren't on camera. Again, body cams have become kryptonite for these folks.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? You stupid mother.
Now, if he talked to him like that, if the white cop talked to him like that, it would be a problem. But he's allowed to say and do whatever he wants. And I ain't got no problem with it. But just keep that same energy when we give it back to you. Boy. Idiots, man. It's all show. It's all a production. It's a bunch of theater kids just having a production. Listen, I just want to watch it one more time.
What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
They're doing their job. Y'all are having an insurrection. I was told on good authority. And if you're new here, when I say told on good authority, that means I'm throwing some bullshit Democrats have said back in their face when they do it. I was told on good authority that an insurrection was a threat to democracy. Democracy worked today. They just hate it when they're always a threat to democracy. Make no mistake about it. When their stranglehold on power, when their stranglehold on suffocating the people they represent, when that power gets taken away, or there's any threat of that power being taken away, if the whole black for a living grift gets threatened and you cut the spigot off, this is how they act. But when we try to do anything, it's a fucking insurrection. What I was going to say before I showed y'all the picture of my shirt for sale, and I know this is going to be controversial. I don't think it should be. I think it should be like telling you water's wet and the sky's blue, but whatever. This is going to be the best thing to happen to Black America since the Emancipation Proclamation. Getting conservative leadership, turning these blue districts red, is going to be better than any reparations we could ever give the Black community. Because now they're going to get good leadership. I didn't say white leadership. I said good leadership. We're going to hopefully get some good Black conservatives to run in these districts. You can still have your Black representation. It just ain't going to be a Democrat. It just is not going to be a Democrat. You're going to get some good Black conservatives that can run now and actually have a chance at winning. Now, will they have to run against a white conservative? Yeah. So now in cities like Memphis and cities like Jackson, Mississippi, I say the cities, really the districts that encompass those cities, like Benny Thompson, forever, once you win the Democrat primary, the general election is just a formality. You don't even have to spend any money in that normally. Well, now that's going to flip. And the Republican primary is going to be the real race, with the general election just being a formality. Because once you win the Republican primary, you've won. And again, I'm going to say it one more time. Does Jason White here in Mississippi, the Speaker of the House, and Delbert Hosemann, the Lieutenant Governor, who's presumably in his last term, he's going to the House, I assume. I mean, he's having to pretend he's going to, this is my opinion. And I don't have a problem with Delbert. I got a problem with his politics. As a man, I got a lot of respect for Delbert. He's older. Does he have the stomach to do this? I don't think he does, because we all think he's a Democrat for the most part. Really very old school liberal anyway, with some of the things he's done. Hell, he's put Democrats in leadership positions down at the Capitol. But as a man, I like the man. I got a lot of respect for him as a human being. And I didn't always, but he reached out. We had a long 2-hour lunch one day, and I changed my mind on him. And it actually showed me that it's sometimes good to reach across. And anytime you can turn an enemy into a friend, you benefit from it. And he's 100% correct, because here he is benefiting from us, for him turning me into a friend. So, but with that said, I have no problem dropping my friends in the grease and calling them out when they don't do what I need them to do or want them to do politically. So we'll see. But I say all that to say this. Will Delbert, feeling like, you know what, I ain't got nothing to lose, I'm probably not really running for governor, not going to run for lieutenant governor again. Screw these rednecks. We're not going to take this up in the Senate. We'll see. But what a great opportunity to get this thing redistricted and get Benny on out of there. But the next lieutenant governor, if it's Michael Watson, we'll get this thing done. It might not get done in this 4-year window, but in the next 4-year window, it will get done. So we'll see. Anyway, I just want to throw that out there. This will be the best thing to happen to Black America, again, since the Emancipation Proclamation. And of course, this will be better than any reparations we could ever give them. This is long-term wealth right here. This is generational wealth and opportunity being bestowed upon these Black districts. You know, I started my whole platform out as Save Jackson, and the theory was expose the crime in Jackson, Mississippi, expose the corruption, show people how bad it's gotten, and maybe you would shame people, shame the politicians, shame the citizens into wanting to do better. What I learned is we had to pivot into just shaming them and telling everybody else, we're going to save you from Jackson. This is like a warning label for Jackson. But anyway, I digress. Let's watch some more videos of Democrats behaving badly. So this was, this is from Rawls Alert. It says, a breaking, watch as Tennessee House Republicans pass controversial, racist redistricting map, sparking a huge outrage of angry protest as they say 99% white Tennessee House Republicans passed it, and they are stripping majority Black Memphis of congressional representation. Again, Memphis has proven that it needs better representation, and that's what we're going to give them. It just may be Republican Black representation. There's plenty of good, great, God-fearing Black conservatives out there. I know several of them. And I think that that's what Memphis is going to end up with. We'll see. We'll see. I see all your comments there. We're going to read comments. And hey, the super chats are open. Feel free to drop a super chat. Nothing will expedite your comment getting read quicker than a super chat. So let's watch this. This is the live reaction when the bill passed.
Let Memphis go! Let Memphis go! Let Memphis go!
They do not know how to act. Absolutely can't take these folks nowhere, especially movie theaters. But man, so loud. It sounds like a Applebee's at happy hour with Dollaritas up in there. Just loud. Everybody trying to talk over each other. Fucking air horns, really? Maybe they wouldn't have been so quick to have done this redistricting if they didn't act like this. Let me turn that down a little bit. That's crazy. You know, if they knew how to act and they didn't throw a hissy fit like this every time they didn't get their way, maybe it wouldn't have been so quick to redistrict their asses out of their seats. Did y'all ever think about that? Maybe you'd just been a little bit easier, to deal with and cross the aisle every now and then, not to steal something. Maybe we wouldn't have had to do this. But you know what? You reap what you sow. I wish that there weren't copyright issues. I would play Foo Fighters, There Goes My Hero, right now as these heroes walk through the chamber there. I'll sing it. How about that? Well, we'll mute it here real quick because, of course, you'd rather hear me sing than them, right? There goes my hero watching over. All right, that's all my singing right there. Y'all can go find that song on iTunes. What is their cute little sign? Say Democrats always have the cutest. Oh shit, look at that hair right there. Look at LaQuinthia's hair. Oh shit, it's fucking turquoise. I used to love turquoise. It was my favorite, like, bright color until crazy liberals started doing their hair turquoise. I mean, I even have turquoise. I got a whole turquoise arm for the most part. It's one of my favorite colors. If I was a rapper, I'd be like turquoise clay or something like that. That sounds so stupid. But I did love turquoise. I was just telling my girlfriend the other day, I said, man, I love that color until the crazy motherfuckers started doing their hair that color. And then so you see a rainbow flag right here. On the hat. There it is on the hat. It's a damn rainbow hat. All right. I don't know about y'all, but I can only handle so much of the air horn. Scott Wooten says, didn't Benny say it was time to demonstrate? As a matter of fact, he did. And I've got that video. I do, in fact, have that video, my friend. I'm glad you asked. Let's scroll down and we'll find Benny Boom Boom. Oh, I told y'all there was a black woman, one of the state reps, twerking on the countertop. I mean, there it is right there. What is it with these folks when they don't get their way, twerking on fucking counters? I know, semantics. She might not technically be twerking, but she wants to. Otherwise, why are you going to fuck? Anyway, so I thought I'd show you that real quick. We got Benny right here. I know I saved it. Dun, 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 dun. Let's go back to the top. Let's do this. There she is. There's that. There's that. I know I just saved Benny Thompson. Hold on a second. I had it on my phone. So somebody just sent it to me. Give me 1 second and we will. Benny Thompson calls for insurrection. I know I got it. Dun, 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 dun. Well, shit. I had it. We'll find it in a second. We got other videos to watch. Holy shit. Is that a $50 super chat? That is the most I've ever been sent in a super chat. So thank you very much. What does it say? Howdy, friend. I'm 23-year-old and I just became a Republican in Wisconsin. Fairly moderate lib guy, but Dems are too crazy. I'm going to state convention this year. We're going to help Tom Tiffany win governor. Thanks, Indiana and Tennessee. Nice job. Man, that's awesome, brother. I wish I had gotten more involved at a younger age like that. And my daughter is rather involved to an extent. She's politically aware. We'll say that. Both of them are. And they're in their early 20s. Yeah, I was in my, I would say mid 30s, late 30s before I really woke up. I voted in presidential elections and governor stuff, but I couldn't have told you the difference in a state representative and a Washington representative, a city councilman from a dog catcher. And I've gotten a crash course since 2016 or so. I think, like most people, when Trump got involved, it really, really woke me up. And then seeing what a shithole my hometown of Jackson, Mississippi turned into, and I started my social media platforms, really just doing urban exploration. Then I really woke up and saw what was going on in my late 30s, early 40s there. But yeah, 23 years old, man. That's awesome, dude. Appreciate the super chat a ton. That makes it worth it, knowing that people care. Let's continue kind of watching this. So this was, let me go back to the other one here. Here we go. All right, so this is one of the House of Representative members there in Tennessee burning a rebel flag an image of a rebel flag. They're in the Tennessee Capitol chambers in Nashville.
We're seeing protests in the Tennessee Capitol, where the House just advanced a new congressional map that would carve up Tennessee's only Democratic and black majority district, which includes Memphis. The measure is now in the Senate. Tennessee is the latest state to jump into the redistricting battle following that sweeping Supreme Court decision that weakened the landmark Voting Rights Act. Now, some Democrats are warning this gerrymandering sprint challenges the very idea of democracy.
I try not to see this as a left-right issue. I think this strikes to the core of what Americans believe in, and I have faith that Americans believe ultimately in the idea of fair elections, fair representation, that this democracy should be a democracy that is loyal to those vaunted ideals. What the Republicans are doing is anti-democratic. And I'll never forget that.
MS Now's Nnamdi Egawonwu is in Nashville, where I know you've been speaking to people about the impact this would have. What are they telling you?
Yeah, you know, right now folks here upset, making their voice heard. You see the large crowd of people gathered outside of the Senate chambers right now as lawmakers there begin discussion or continue.
So this is before all hell broke loose. They were burning rebel flags before all hell broke loose. You know, if you listen to my radio show and I see somebody here with a Texas flag on their thing that says, "You're a piece of work," thank you. I'll take the compliment. I'm one of the few conservatives, well, not one of the few, I'm one of the few outspoken conservatives who's not scared of being canceled, because I've kind of made myself somewhat cancel proof. And I was, when Mississippi changed the flag, I was one of the loudest supporters of changing the flag and removing the Confederate flag from our state flag. I don't care for the flag they chose, but burning the rebel flag, I don't know who you think you're offending with that. It doesn't offend me. I mean, you look like an asshole doing it. And I just always say, you know, they can burn all the flags they want, American flags, rebel flags. If you or I walked out in our front yards right now and burned a rainbow flag or a trans flag on camera, even in deep red Mississippi where I'm at, I mean, I'm in Rankin County, home of the Goon Squad. And there would be intense pressure on local law enforcement to charge me with hate crime. And if I was in Hinds County, where George Soros funded, soon to be convicted felon Jody Owens is the DA, I would 100% be charged with a hate crime. And then they would probably, even with Trump as president, the Department of Justice and woke prosecutors, attorney generals, whatever, would charge me with a federal hate crime, and you. So again, rules for thee, but not for me. When it comes to Democrats burning whatever flag they want, it should be against the law to burn the American flag. If it's not, and it's a free speech thing, then same energy if somebody wants to burn your little rainbow supremacy flag. But, you know, what do I know? All right, I found that video of Benny Thompson, who was on the January 6th committee, sham committee. And here he is calling for a civil war and violence. This is a call to action. This should be a crime. I mean, that's what they tried to charge Donald Trump with. They said he incited a riot, an insurrection. And here's Benny Thompson, who, in my opinion, just incited this insurrection in Tennessee. He's saying if Mississippi tries to draw him out of his district or redistrict him out of his job, that it should be a civil war, an insurrection.
Resist with every fiber in our body.
Resist with every fiber in our body. That sounds insurrection-y to me. Doesn't that sound like an insurrection to y'all? That's a call for violence right there.
We're going to have to take this system on at every election, because it's not just members of Congress. We're talking about state legislatures. We're talking about unit commissions. We're talking about city council.
Down to city councils.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see what he has to say.
A second civil war. Benny Thompson, one of the most corrupt members of Congress. Explain that one to me, Caroline.
Well, sure. That was pretty straightforward. That is the former chairman of the January 6th committee basically calling for an insurrection if Mississippi redraws his congressional district so that he actually has to compete for votes instead of being handed a congressional seat.
Oh yeah. Benny Boom Boom Thompson doing what he does. Here's our twerker, our Tennessee State House twerker. Again, just when they don't get their way, they love to jump on countertops and twerk. I just don't get it. It just does not make sense to me. All right, here is there's that rebel flag burning from another angle. Right here. This is who it is. It's Tennessee Rep. Justin Jones burns a Confederate flag during the Tennessee legislature special session to redraw congressional maps of the state. And the map, of course, has passed since his little temper tantrum there. I saw somebody in the chats talk about Democrats basically being theater kids too. And man, you couldn't be more on. I love to say that. They are absolutely little children, petulant children. When they don't get their way, they throw hissy fits. And Josh, I see your chats too. I'm going to get to you too, brother. I promise. I'm going to get to you too. Somebody said, sending himself a super chat. Pathetic. Thank you. Thank you for the engagement. He says, tap 3 buttons in upper right corner. Scroll down to bottom. Click don't recommend channel. Yes, please take the time. Please take the time. What we'll do here is we'll put this user in timeout on YouTube. How about that? You've been put in timeout. You've made the list. Let's see here. Here's one of the few politicians in this state that's got a set of balls, Shad White, right here in Mississippi. And I just confirmed. I got a text from Shad right here. Just confirmed. He's going to be on my show tomorrow morning. I will let y'all know what time. He says, I asked him if he could call in and talk about redistricting. He said yes. So let me text him real quick. What time works best for you? 7 to, whatever. You know what time I'm on. All right, did that. So State Auditor Shad White, who's most likely going to be running for governor here in Mississippi, and one of the few politicians to be very outspoken and calling on our legislators to redraw the lines, will be on my radio show tomorrow morning. And of course, it live streams everywhere you're watching this video. That will be live 7 to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. What does this douchebag say in here? Trump fart sniffers. Oh, man, Democrats have such a good vocabulary, don't they? I used to think I wasn't the most articulate person, that I could always have a little bit bigger vocabulary. But then Democrats have the most elementary vocabulary when it comes to trying to talk about Trump. They call him Donald Trump. Okay. Says he became a Republican after this last year. Holy shit, he's dumb. Who became a Republican after this last year? They're the least funny people in the world. Shout out to Alabama. I don't do a Roll Tide too often. I'm a Mississippi State fan, but the Alabama legislatures passed a 2026 redistricting bill in the middle of a tornado. You can literally hear the tornado sirens blaring as they passed the bill. Let's check this out real quick. It's 3 minutes long. We're not going to listen to all that.
Call us back in and say now we didn't came. Now they didn't call themselves coming back and trying to go. He didn't made the motion to pass the bill when we supposed to be going into recess. Okay, so here it is right now. They cloturing us right now. So this is what they finna cloture us now. When they say they have a report from rules. So this is the cloture motion. This is the cloture motion. So it's supposed to be see. No! We all in here. We all in here. That's right. I know that's right.
She said we all. It's we're all. We're all in here. I mean, if you can't speak in plain English, should you really be representing anybody?
No. So they know that we need to be in the basement. So after we vote, now they telling us to step out, but I'm videoing.
Alabama's Capitol is ugly. It looks like a big office building. It looks like they turned a church into the Capitol there. I like it.
So they forced that vote. Okay, we got to go. Single time. No.
No.
Now you said after. That is ridiculous. So we have adjourned. They forced that vote while we're all running to.
Big mad. Let's see. All right, here's Secretary of State Michael Watson here in Mississippi. And like I said, Michael, in my opinion, if he wins, he's announced he's running for lieutenant governor. If Delbert don't get this done, Michael will if he wins. Let's see here. So Benny Thompson, well, the Post Millennial shared something that Benny said. Let's see what he's saying here.
This is equivalent.
Okay, so this is this is the current congressional map, and you see the blue carve-outs. There's Mississippi. That's Benny Thompson's district, the 2nd district, which is, they say it's a third of the state. It looks like half the fucking state. It really does. And then you got that snake cutting through Louisiana there that makes 0 sense. And then Alabama, and of course, Georgia. And once we get done, if Mississippi legislators got the balls to do it, once we get done, and the rest of the areas have the balls to do it, which Florida did it, Tennessee did it today, Alabama did it yesterday. Pretty sure Louisiana is going to end up doing it. We're going to turn the Southeast as red as these idiots' asses are today.
To a second civil war. We're going to have to get our act together. As everybody's saying, we're going to have to resist with every fiber in our body. We're going to have to take this system on at every election, because it's not just members of Congress. We're talking about state legislatures. We're talking about.
All right, we already watched that. But Secretary of State Watson said, while it's close, he gets the worst congressman in America award. District 2 deserves so much better than this. He's enriched himself while his district has suffered, and his comments are beneath the office he holds. Time to pack him up. Now here's what appears to be a strong, independent Black woman, Carol M. Swain, PhD. She says, and this is a nice pivot here. She says, great news out of Tennessee. The legislature has just approved a new map that would eliminate Steve Cohen's Memphis district. He has represented this overwhelmingly majority Black district since 2007, and I believe he has not done a great job. This is prime opportunity for the people of Memphis to finally get better representation, which will be fantastic for our entire state as Memphis is brought up to the same level as other cities with great congressional leaders. I'm going to let y'all listen to this real quick, and I got to go cut my dryer off. I didn't think I was going to be on here this long.
Great news out of Tennessee. The legislature has approved a new map that would eliminate Steve Cohen's Memphis district. Now, before you get all excited, Steve Cohen is a white Democrat that has represented an overwhelmingly majority Black district since 2007. It was Harold Ford's old district. He has not done a great job, so I believe this will be an opportunity for Memphis to get better representation. I don't think that they could ever get worse representation. So this is an opportunity to get better representation for the people of Memphis, and it will be great for the entire state for Memphis to be brought up to the same level as other cities that have great congressional representation.
So I talked about this on my radio show the other day. Memphis has fallen flat on its face the last 20 years. It's going to take a long time for Memphis to pick itself back up. I mean, they've had to send the National Guard in there to fight crime, to try to make Memphis safer. The National Guard. Thank you, Donald Trump. That's why this was so easy to get passed. People are fed up. Good God-fearing black people of both parties, Democrat and Republican, are fed up. You know, a lot of black folks are scared to speak out because the culture will admonish them. They'll call them Uncle Toms and all that crap, coons and everything, if they try to speak out and say that, you know, all this fatherless nonsense, all these single moms, this Section 8 queens, the violence, the lack of impulse control, all of this stuff, just this baby mama culture. It has destroyed black culture. It's done it in my hometown of Jackson, Mississippi. That's why I call it Democrat death culture. And it's done it in Memphis, Tennessee. Jackson, Mississippi, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, was nipping at the heels of Memphis as being one of the best cities in the Southeast, in the Mid-South, whatever you want to call it. Tennessee, Memphis is more the Mid-South. We're the South-South. Either way, we had a chance to catch up and even pass Memphis if we had had good leadership here. 10 years ago, a black guy by the name of Jeremy Lee was running for mayor of Jackson against, was it Chokwe Lumumba Sr., I think, or Junior, whichever one was it. I guess it was Junior. And no, it was longer than that. It was his dad. It would have been longer than that. When did Jeremy Lee run? Anyway, the black folks decided to call him a Rankin County Republican. The Democrats. Oh, he's a Rankin County Republican. We got to get this. We got to get the black guy in. We got to get the Democrat in. We got to get the Democrat in. When Google, sorry, if y'all had voted, I lived there at the time and I voted for Jeremy Lee, and if we had voted Jeremy Lee in, and then with Memphis falling on its face, Jackson had an opportunity based on where it's at 20 and 55, the intersection of the two busiest interstates in the country. We had an opportunity to become a real, what I call a B-tier city. We'd be right there with Birmingham. We'd be right there with what Memphis used to be. We were always a C city. You know, Atlanta, Dallas, Nashville, those are considered A markets. New York, Chicago, Miami, those are A markets. Then B markets are like Memphis, Birmingham. You kind of get the point. New Orleans I guess you could say New Orleans was an A. If they got an NFL team, they're really kind of considered an A market. If they got pro sports teams, there's enough people there to be an A market. Jackson was always considered a C market. That's why we didn't get the biggest acts that would come through like concert-wise, but we got a bunch of good stuff. Jackson ain't even a C market anymore. It's like a Z market. I mean, tours are playing rural farms before they come to Jackson now. If we had elected Jeremy Lee, Jackson, and with Memphis falling on its face, and so many other majority black cities in the Southeast, Democrat cities in red states. I don't know what it is about Democrat cities and red states. They are the worst representation of black leadership in this country. With them falling on their faces, Jackson could be they call itself the bold new city. It could have been the bold new city. But nope. It said, Memphis, race to the bottom. Let's see who gets there first. When did Jeremy Lee run for mayor of Jackson, Miss? Let's see what it says here. It says, Jeremy Lee ran for mayor in recent election cycles of 2013. So yeah, Jonathan Lee, not Jeremy Lee. I got his name wrong. Jonathan Lee ran for mayor of Jackson in 2013 and 2017. Lee, a Republican, who ran for the Mississippi House of Representatives 62 in 2023. Okay, I got my Jeremy Lees and Jonathan Lees mixed up. I was like, I know Jeremy Lee too. Yeah, so Jonathan Lee ran for mayor of Jackson in 2013 and 17. The 2025 Jackson mayoral election featured John Horn, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. Jonathan Lee. So see if I can find anything else out on that. Yeah, if they had voted for Jonathan Lee, we would be in a whole different situation right now. Who did he run against? I'm just kind of looking at this. So, yeah, it says Jonathan Lee ran for mayor in 2013. He announced his candidacy on June 2012, running as a Democrat. Yeah, you had to run as a Democrat in Jackson, whether you're a Democrat or not. Lee was the top vote getter, ousting incumbent mayor Harvey Johnson Jr. They then had a runoff, Democrat runoff on May 21st. Lee lost the Democrat runoff to Chokwe Lumumba Sr. in 2013, securing 45% of the vote compared to Lumumba's 54%. Following his loss, he announced in March 2014 that he would not run in the special election held to replace Mayor Lumumba. He should have. He should have ran in the special election because Tony Yarber won that against Chokwe Jr. And then Chokwe Jr. eventually won a couple years later. What was it, 2017, I guess? And won and sent this city down a path of death and destruction that it may not ever recuperate from. But that's Black Democrat death culture, at its finest. And Tony Yarber wasn't great at his job either. I like Tony, but he didn't do anything to help Jackson either. So let's see here. Let me close out of Facebook. I don't need all the dings from the messenger. Let's check back in on the Tennessee House here. We've been on here, 45 minutes? See if we can go an hour. I love watching these idiots self-destruct. It is fun to watch these idiots self-destruct. I had some more videos here that I saved. Oh yeah, this is awesome. We need that. There goes my hero again. This is, and I'm gonna read some of your chats here in just a second. This is Tennessee Republican Rep. Todd Warner triggering leftist protesters in the state capitol by draping himself in the Trump flag, walking into the chamber, people chatting, "You're a racist. You're a racist." Why is it a racist? Why wearing does a Trump flag make you racist? Trump's not a racist. That's where I had my big falling out with black folks, was over the Trump, of them calling Trump a racist and said anybody that votes for Trump's a racist. And, I had really good rapport and really good relationship with the black community for years and years and years as a nightclub owner with a predominantly black nightclub and all of these things. And when they just up and decided that if they didn't get their way, that anybody who didn't give them their way was a racist, it offended me to no end. And I can't never forgive it. I just can't. So I thought that was great. Let's see if there's anything else, and we'll move on to reading y'all's chats. We got the moment here where they did pass it. Let's see. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. One more thing. This is unrelated. This is unrelated to well, I must have retweeted it. Hold on. I want to watch this because I haven't even watched it yet. Did y'all see where Spencer Pratt did a video? Spencer Pratt is running. He's a former reality star. He's running for mayor of Los Angeles against that nut job out there. And he did this video that's going nuclear viral. And this is to the point. Democrats are not elected to office to save places. They're elected to office to continue to let places burn. There is no it's like cancer research. The money is not in the cure. The money is in the medicine. It's all these Democrat NGOs, these charitable organizations in cities like Jackson, Mississippi, Mission, Mississippi, places like that. These people are put in place to destroy these cities so the federal funds will keep coming in to enrich them all, to fix the problem. It's like fixing the homeless problem. You could have given every homeless person in California a house for what they've spent trying to solve the problem. Homeless people, 99% of them are there because they're junkies and drug addicts. They're not good people. They're not people who just fell on hard times. They're people who put themselves on hard times through addiction and insistence on being piece of shits. That's all. Let's watch this. This is just supposed to be a nuclear hot ad for Spencer Pratt.
Please, I'm begging you. There's homeless drug addicts in front of the schools. My children aren't safe.
Look, if you were a transgender migrant, I could get you a free pussy.
Let's move the drug addicts closer.
Bass already solved crime. I endorse her.
Next! Was that Kamala Harris with a vodka bottle? Oh my God, that dead on nailed it.
Bass already solved crime. I endorse her.
Next!
Please, I just want to rebuild my home. It's been over a year.
Mom, look.
I wonder if he calls himself Pratt Man here instead of Batman. His last name's Pratt.
This is a machine. If we want to burn this town to the ground,
Who threw that? I feel so close.
you can do it, Spencer!
Now.
I'm afraid I'm gonna get hit with a copyright strike if I keep playing that music. So we'll just kind of watch it here. I don't know if that's an AI generated song or a real song. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And there was a few other things. They did a debate last night. Hold on, this video is great here too. I'm gonna get to your comments after this. Let's watch this 1 minute video together and then I'll read all your comments. I see some good ones in there about me. I love reading bad things about myself, so keep those coming. See, I'm unlike most people. I feed off the hate. Some people get scared of it, like, oh no, they're talking bad about me. I better shut up. Not me. It enrages me. It's like, it makes me happy. It's almost orgasmic. It really is. I'm a weirdo. I know. But the worse things y'all say about me, the more it fuels my fire. So keep it coming.
It has come to our attention that a Spencer Pratt political ad is going viral.
I already saw it. The one where he's crying about his house. Give me a break with the sob stories. It's time to move on.
No, ma'am. This is a new ad, and it seems to be more powerful.
What do you mean, another ad?
It already has millions of views on X. And ma'am, the production value, it looks like a $100 million film.
Where are they getting that kind of money? I personally shut down every damn studio in this city.
Ma'am, it was an AI filmmaker.
What do you mean it was an AI filmmaker? Comms. Polling. MIMWG2 SLBBTQQEIA. Stay. Everyone else, out. Everyone in the entertainment industry is supposed to be out of Los Angeles. What even was the point of the fires? Wasn't the Kamala endorsement supposed to seal the deal? This is meant to be an easy win for me.
It moved 0.3 points, ma'am.
The race might be lost. But if you think I am giving up this office, you are sorely mistaken.
Just so good. Spencer Pratt, I never cared for reality TV. I guess he was in Laguna Beach or something like that. One of those spinoff shows, one of those shows from MTV reality era. If he doesn't win this, I think this guy has national political aspirations at this point. He has slungshot himself into the mainstream zeitgeist here in America. All right, let's watch one real quick. for the people that say I never talk about white people, this guy right here, this idiot, Ryan Stanley Smith, y'all can screenshot that and zoom in on him a little bit. He shot at Capitol Police here in Jackson, Mississippi on Tuesday. And he was riding around in presumably a stolen truck with no tag with two black guys in South Jackson, which is the worst part of town, if you don't know. And he decided to shoot at the cops. Idiot. And it looks like he may have resisted a little when they finally caught him. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Here's our fucked around and found out grand champion here on the show. All right. Let's we'll quit sharing there. Let's do this. Let's read some of your chats, shall we? All right. Man, I see my whole self on the screen right in front of me. It's always weird looking back at yourself. Let's see. Not a bot says the video's gay. 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 Let's see. All right, here's somebody says, he didn't realize that the way he held that flag, that it made the flag say Trump more bullshit. Nobody cares. It had angry people screaming racist, and that's really all we care about. Let's see, this person says there, the ark has departed. We were ashamed of you. Of me? Y'all should be proud of me. I am the most successful streamer from Jackson, Mississippi. I make Jackson proud. I put Mississippi on the map. Let's see here. Yep, somebody just sent me something I'd already shared there. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's say Yankee Ward got some nice comments here. Says, Luciferians have no shame. Talking about the Democrats. He also says, all the Luciferian lunatic lefties want is money and power. So you slave for them. They do. That's all they want. Money and power. It's like a rap song come to life. Money, power, respect. Money, power, respect. So we don't respect you. We have no respect for Democrats. None. He also says, no hate here, we're winning. Amen. We are winning. That's why, look, the media continues to try to tell us all that Trump's agenda is failing. And they keep wanting to push that we're going to lose the midterms because of gas prices, because of the Iran war. When were Democrats known for ushering in low gas prices? I associate a lot of things with Democrats. Cheap gas ain't one of them. Cheap gas is definitely not one of them. If we lose the midterms, it won't be because of high gas prices. Most Americans understand that gas prices raise and go, that it comes with the territory. Do I like it? No. But you know what? You know what I do like? I like all these illegal aliens being kicked out of my country. I like my border being closed. I like transgender people not being allowed in the military. I like all the great things Donald Trump has done. I like the Epstein files being released. Just don't necessarily like the clumsy way in which it happened. But you know what? We got it. If Kamala Harris was president right now, we wouldn't have got a single word of the files released. You know how I know that? Because she was just vice president for 4 years with Joe Biden, and we didn't get a single file released. Not a single page. So I'll take the good with the bad. Trump's been president again for just over a year. So what, January 20th was a year. Today's May 7th. So roughly a year and 4 months. So 3.5 months. We'll just round it up to 4. I'll take a few stumbles along the way. We're winning. We're winning bigly. We got 3 more years to go. Now, if we were to lose the midterms and lose the House, we'll have to do everything by executive order. That's not the way we want to do things. We want to do things the right way. We want to make it law. We want to codify that into law. We got the big, beautiful bill. That's generational. If one of these assassins were to get lucky or unlucky, depending upon your perspective, and actually, do something bad to Trump, If Trump went away today, what Trump has done for America is generational. The Supreme Court, what we were able to do in his first term with a conservative Supreme Court. Think about all these Republicans, I call it the panicans. We got them here in Mississippi too, that are so ate up with Israel derangement syndrome that they can't see the forest from the trees. Oh, we're in a war with Iran because of Israel. Israel's, got the real Epstein files. Shut up. Y'all are exhausting. You're exhausting. And I guess a lot of my friends ate up, I call it Israel derangement syndrome. Y'all ate up with it. If Trump got us the Supreme Court, which got abortion, got Roe versus Wade overturned. We ain't no more unalive and unborn children in Mississippi and other conservative states. That horrible pink house in Fondren is no more. How many black babies is that going to save, Democrats? You won't be able to kill each other fast enough to offset the amount of black babies that are going to be born because we did away with Roe versus Wade. Y'all should be thanking, you talk about Black Lives Matter, should be thanking Donald Trump. He should be the NAACP person of the decade. All the black lives that were saved with the overturning of Roe versus Wade because black women overwhelmingly got the most abortions. That's fact. You might not like hearing it come out of my mouth, but that's fact. So, and then we got the border closed. Well, let's stay on the Supreme Court for a second. Second Amendment laws, Second Amendment restrictions are being overturned in state after state after state. We're coming from New York. We're coming from California. And we just got the quote unquote voting acts right, some of the most racist parts of it overturned, which are going to allow states like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana, Tennessee to do away with these racially gerrymandered districts and salvage these cities, salvage these states, get rid of these people like Benny Thompson. You can thank Donald Trump for that. Generationally, black people need to look back. We're going to look back at this. There's going to be an inflection point at some time in the future where their lives have just gotten so much better. It's going to take a little while when you're coming out of self-inflicted squalor because of the culture. It's going to take a little bit. It may be a generation. It may be 20 years down the road. We're going to look back and see how much better their lives are because of getting rid of these Democrat gerrymandered districts and abortion and all of the other things, the illegal immigration that are coming in and taking jobs from black people. And people are putting back to work when industry comes back to these Democrat cities because they're safe again and people can have good jobs. And you ain't got to hope to be a basketball player or a rapper to get up out the ghetto. You're going to look back and say, holy shit, Donald Trump did so much. We were so wrong about Donald Trump. It won't be immediate, but we're going to look back. History's going to remember Donald Trump way, way better than the mainstream media and a bunch of nut jobs in the current. It's going to be forced to, because we're going to look back and say, holy shit, times were really good under Donald Trump. The changes that were made under his watch because of us getting the Supreme Court. And old Ruth Bader Ginsburg, man, she did the irony that old Ruthie not retiring while Obama was president and trying to wait till Hillary Clinton was president will go down as one of the greatest fumbles, political fumbles of all time. It's phenomenal that it's her seat that we got when we shouldn't have got one. We should not have gotten that extra seat there towards the end of his first term, but we did. And Miss Women's Rights herself caused, quote unquote, women to lose their rights. She inadvertently saved more lives than she could have ever imagined because she decided to hold off and wait to retire so Hillary Clinton could replace her. You can't mess it. You can't make it up. You can't. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. Let's see here. We're getting a lot of spam, but that's fine. Yankee says, mainstream media has always been owned by the deep state cabal. Absolutely. Absolutely. So Eric says, everybody watch our lieutenant governor, see where his loyalties lie. Yeah, my assumption is if I had to bet on it, I would bet that his loyalties do not lie with redistricting. He's not a Trump guy. Don't like Trump. Does not like Trump. At least he didn't anyway when he was auditor. Let's see here. Mac Clark says, the Liberal Party has changed. It is the commie crap party now. Oh, yeah, a bunch of communist pigs. No doubt about it. Let me fix something here real quick. There we go. I'm just kind of reading y'all's chats. You're trying to pick the ones that are worth popping up on the screen. Hell, y'all can see them all on the side screens. It really don't matter. Fran says, only the crazy listen to the crazy. Yeah, I mean, look, that's why Democrats watch CNN and MS Now and The View and all that. You're right. The crazies do listen to the crazies. Braden says, hey, Clay. Hey, Braden. Little Nicky, what's up, my brother? Says, I don't know, but it's been interesting. This communist here says nothing he's described as a good thing. It's all a good thing. All those things are great. We are literally making America great again. Ricky says, Trump 2028. I'll vote for him a fourth time. I'll vote for him a fourth time. You know, speaking of that, who y'all like? Y'all like Trump? Y'all like Vance or Marco Rubio? I think Rubio is inadvertently becoming the favorite to replace Trump. And I like Vance, but man, Rubio is killing it. And so is Vance. I mean, our bench is deep on the right. Our Republican bench is deep. When you could have Vance and Rubio potentially running for that seat, I like it. I like it. I just don't know. I don't know if Rubio going to take a back seat to Vance and be his VP. Maybe he will. Maybe he doesn't care. His time will come. He's still young. Both those guys are young. One could do 8 years. The other one could do 8 years. I mean, generational. We're saving America. We are saving America from the left. We got USAID defunded. The Democrat Party is about to go bankrupt. Act Blue, their charitable arm, their fundraising arm is out of money. It's a beautiful day. It's a great day to be an American. Mainstream media would have you think otherwise. But we're winning. Trump told y'all we were going to get, and you can see it. Trump told y'all we were going to do so much winning. Y'all were going to get tired of winning. And clearly there's some Republicans, the panicans, y'all just flat ass gotten tired of winning. Y'all listen to idiots like Nick, the racist guy, Nick, whatever his last name is, Fuentes, came out as a Democrat yesterday. I'm a Democrat. Well, we knew because Democrats are racist. You run around here saying the N-word all the time. I knew you were a Democrat. Tucker Carlson, don't know what happened to Tucker. I don't know if he got body snatched or what, but I think he's just mad because he thought that he had Trump's ear. And his just sheer hate for the Jews in Israel, he can't stand that Trump's doing what other people are asking him to do or doing his own thing and not doing what Tucker said. But you got some people who follow them blindly. Candace Owens, nut job, never been a conservative. Never been a conservative. You know, you're right. Whoever that was that said stupid people listen to stupid people, they do. Candace Owens has got a huge audience. You know, I'm not sitting here saying Erica Kirk has made some of the best decisions in the fallout, in the aftermath of her husband dying, but this lady got slung into the, I called it the zeitgeist. She got slung into the public zeitgeist, into the pop culture sphere, and instantly became one of the most recognizable people in this country because of the way her husband was killed. I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk's wife was prior to him being killed. You know, but the audacity of these people to go after this woman who's kind of learning on the fly here. She's done some cringy things. I'll say that. She has done some very cringy things. She probably shouldn't have taken that job as CEO. I don't know what she called herself doing the other day, getting on there with the black jacket and the black hat, trying to go full 1990s NWA or something. Trying to go full NWO Hollywood Hogan on us. Did Erica Kirk just turn heel? Very cringy. But, y'all attacked this woman into the corner. Y'all bat baby in a corner, and she's trying to come out swinging. She ain't built for it. And you can tell she ain't built for it. But, anyway, it just says a lot about the character of people who would attack the woman and accuse her of having something to do with her husband's death. That is just asinine. The only people that had anything to do with his death were the transgender lover that pulled that trigger and his boyfriend. The circle keeper says gas was $1.50 before Bush got in office. We don't claim Bush. Bush, history has shown that Bush was a Democrat. The gas was probably $1 a gallon before. No, I'm just talking shit. Let's see. Bill Clinton was president when I got my driver's license in 92. I'm 48. Clinton was president. And I remember gas being, 90 something cents a gallon, 99 cents a gallon at the pump and save, and then it did get expensive under Bush. It got even more expensive under Obama. And then it came down. When was the next time we had cheap gas? When Trump got in office in 2016? I had to go back and look at the gas prices over the years, but I swear I remember paying $4 a gallon at one point under Obama and under Bush too, for that matter. I mean, gas got crazy, but given the benefit of the doubt, they were at war. We shouldn't have been there, mind you, but we were at war in the Middle East. This person here, Fran, says Trump is in the job for his own personal greed. That makes zero sense. It has cost Trump millions and millions, probably billions of dollars being president. He is not coming out on top financially on this. So I would like to know how he's personally benefited, other than his ego of being able to say he was president. I think it's for his love for America and knowing that it needed to be saved. And Trump's hard-headed. When he got insulted by Obama at that correspondence dinner years ago, he decided he was going to run for president. And then when they tried to impeach him twice and all the stuff they did and all the stuff that happened in 2020 with the election and COVID and all that and everything in the aftermath with the BS indictments, the witch hunt and all that stuff, he's a fighter, man. What they did to him in Tennessee. I shared a post on Facebook earlier and I made the caption, I'm a Christian, but there's things I've had a hard time reconciling as a Christian over my lifetime. And that is a lot of the stuff in the Bible that talks about miracles happening and all these crazy things. I was like, it's weird that none of us have really seen real miracles happen in our lifetime, but I've seen two happen in the last 2 years. And Trump surviving, him turning his head at just the right time in that Pennsylvania field and keeping his cap from being peeled back. That's one miracle. That's God putting his hand on that man and anointing him our savior. That was a miracle. And then what the Supreme Court did to overturn this Voting Rights Act and what they just did in the Tennessee House, that right there was a miracle. So that's two miracles I've seen in my lifetime in just the last year and a half, 2 years. So miracles do happen. Miracles definitely happen. Anyway, let's see. Yankee says Obama and Biden even talked about the Epstein files and Trump released them and they hate him. They do. They do. Let's see here. This person says liberals have nothing concrete to say at all but hate. And they're fueled by it. It's their thing. Hate is their jam. So looks like the same person here is saying multiple things. Let's see. I thought it was something negative. The same person. It says Trump is the only president who loses money as president, not making more than some moron here just said. Trump does not even take his paycheck. Correct. I was going to mention that. I'm glad you did. Robert Kennedy says real gas price reform comes when we can refine our light, sweet crude instead of depending upon foreign oil. We trying, man. I mean, that's the whole drill, baby, drill. We need to be drill, baby, drilling. Fran says, you like the Epstein files being released with hidden pages, redactions to hide your president's dirty lies. You're nuts. That's a lie. That's a myth. That's a liberal myth. Liberal myth. If there was anything for them to show that Trump did, it would have come out during the Biden era. If there was anything concrete in those files, it would have 100% came out when Biden was president. It would have came out in the run-up to the 2020 election. Y'all, hell, they arrested Epstein under the first Trump regime administration. I know y'all you've convinced yourselves of these things, and Trump is a PDF file and all these things. It's just you lying to yourself. Lying to yourselves. Hell, we've been screaming about the Epstein files for however many years. And Democrats told us they were nothing more than a conspiracy theory, that none of that existed. That man killed himself in a prison. Shut up, bigots. Now suddenly, y'all thought there might be something about Trump in there, and it's release the files. The president's a PDF. Y'all are fucking idiots. Nobody believes y'all. Y'all are the same people, the very people pretending to be concerned about somebody being a PDF file are the same people who renamed them MAPS, minor attracted people. The same people who want men to be able to go in women's bathrooms, men to go in our daughters' locker rooms, restrooms in school. Y'all don't give a fuck about children. Your track record proves it. Y'all have fought, scratched, and clawed to keep abortion clinics open so you could continue to unalive them before they're even born. You don't get to talk about protecting children. Nothing in your track record suggests that y'all care about protecting children. Zero, zip, zilch, nada. Don't take you serious. Y'all are not a serious people. All right. That's 3.5 hours of live streaming I've done today. I got to get some shit done. Thank y'all for tuning in. Be sure to swing by the merch shop, buyfafo.com. You can buy the shirt that I'm wearing. We got some other cool ones there. I just released the FAFO 316 shirt. It is available. My favorite new shirt, right, by the way. These are athletic cut, so a lot of you fat Democrats won't be able to wear them. You have to order a 3X anyway, but I'll take your support either way. And, of course, we got the one I'm wearing right now, the Mississippi Blackout Tag Edition. And then the OG shirts here, the G.I. Joe style, all of that is available. We're out of hats, but you can just kind of show you the style shirts there. We got some flags. Buy one, get one, 50% off. Use the promo code FAFO50 for that style shirt. The new styles are not available on the promo code, but hell, who knows? By the weekend, I may do something special for going into the weekend. Tomorrow, listen to the radio show and find out. Follow me on social media @SaveJXN on all the big platforms. Thank y'all. Be blessed. Salute. Thanks for that super chat. $50. I'll take that any day of the week. And shout out to the asshole who said I super chatted myself. I was live. You saw what I was doing. Super chatting myself was not